So welcome and thank you for watching Midsub TV. So I know it's been a minute, haven't been getting anything out over the last few months. I've had a lot going on personally, and so I just haven't been able to do anything. So I am a little bit late to this prospects party, but I do want to get some stuff out on it because I want to keep an eye on these guys, have a look down the road, have a look in a year's time, see if any or who is doing what, if anybody's progressing. I'm also going to go through these fights here just very quickly, and then I'm going to select the top 5 fighters, the top 5 performances from this card. So let's have a look. So first off, we're going to have a look at Marty Barnes against Mickey Pedersen at light heavyweight. It's 185. First, straight away from the first, you can see that these two fighters are looking probably to be fighting very different fights. Look like they've both got very different intentions. Pedersen looking more like a pit fighter, a brawler, and Barnes looking like he wanted maybe a bit more of a stand-up, a more creative exchange there. But into the second there, we did see a little bit more form, and you did get the feeling that Pedersen there, he was winning the turn of the fight and forcing Barnes to fight how he wanted, which was exhausting both fighters. You could see they were both exhausted by the early stages of round 2. Pedersen did catch Barnes, put him down midway through the second there. No real damage done on Barnes there. He did take a few seconds there, dusted himself off and came back into it to catch Pedersen in the second half of the second round there, forcing Pedersen to immediately signal to the ref that he felt he couldn't continue due to eye damage. So Marty Barnes taking the first fight there.
In the red corner, Marty Barnes!
Huge comeback victory after picking himself off the canvas. Just a great job of showing determination and grit. Like to see this guy fight again.
So next up, we're going to have a look at Dean Hunt against Peter Hayes at 185. This is light heavyweight. This one, unfortunately, didn't get past 35 seconds. Was it about 33 seconds into the first round, unfortunately. So both these fighters are probably going to be a little bit frustrated that they didn't get a bit more ring time. But it is what it is. So yes, there wasn't a lot going on, a little bit of feeling out, as you can imagine, the first 30 seconds of the first round of a fight, and it went wrong for Dean Hunt there. He stepped across Peter Hayes. They both missed with a left there as Dean Hunt was stepping across, and he left himself very exposed there. And Peter Hayes, his positioning was perfect in that. His timing just worked out really well for him, and he caught Dean Hunt, floored him, relocating his nose to the other side of his face there. Dean Hunt, he did really well to get up from that, actually, as glossy-eyed as he was, but Alan Jackson called judgment, awarding the win to Peter Hayes. So well done, Peter Hayes.
Peter Hayes!
And Sean, we talked about it a little bit ago. Sometimes your second fight is much better than your first. I feel like that was definitely the case with Peter Hayes. He looked phenomenal.
So we'll take a look at Sean Cassin against Bartek Carnaby. This is at 155 lightweight. And you look straight away, that's going to be a good matchup between these two. Bartek Carnaby looking very, very good on his feet there. Sean Cassin bringing a lot of aggression there. So you just feel maybe Sean Cassin is leaving himself a little bit exposed there on occasion throughout the first there, but he is bringing some good aggression with him there. You're wondering if that exposure is going to catch up with him throughout this fight. But into the second there, very much the same of the same. Nice aggression from Cassin. Bartek Carnaby still, he moves really well. He looks good out there. Cassin just losing his composure and his stability again. With that aggression that he brings. And towards the end of the second round there, if the scales are starting to tip in anyone's favour there, you just feel maybe they are tipping a little bit in the favour of Bartek Carnaby. Into the third there, wondering, is Sean Cassin, is he hurt? Is he gassing? Is it, has he gone too early? Because he's starting to look like he's struggling a little bit in there. And yeah, towards the end of the third round there, Bartek Carnaby forces the knee out of Sean Cassin. So maybe this is catching up a little bit with Sean Cassin. Maybe hasn't paced himself very well through this, but Saying that, into the fourth then, Sean Cassin, he really brings himself back into it. He's shown that really good. He's got great aggression, has Sean Cassin, and he brings himself back into it throughout the fourth there. He does like that high guard. When I see that high guard on bare knuckle fighters, I always just think that looks like a wonderful target for your opponent to disable your hands there. But he does like that as a go-to. But fourth round, I thought Cassin managed to do some recovery work from where I felt he fell short, and that knee in the third. And they get through the fifth, and I'm really impressed with how active Bartek Carnaby still is. He looks very, very fresh. He looks as fresh as he did in the first there. And even though, I thought that Sean Cassin, he dipped a bit and towards the middle of the fight, and he did take that knee, I thought he really brought himself back into this fight, and it ended up being a really close fight. It was a really good fight. I think for either of these men, I think the right decision was in Bartek Carnaby for the win. But as far as both of these lads go, you've got to feel that they've earned some stock value in BKFC based on that performance.
48-46 in favor of your winner by split decision in the red corner, the Polish Canary!
Huge victory right there for Canary. Just a fantastic fight they were giving to the guy who was very active out there. Looked like he controlled the pace. Did a great job.
So we'll take a look at Andy Thornton against Lee Brown, 205 cruiserweight. And you can see there's a big length advantage here. Lee Brown is 6'5". He's up against Andy Thornton there, 5'10". This is 205 category cruiserweight on the BKFC. Andy Thornton, you can hear he's brought with him a lot of support. He's got the loudest reaction from the crowd so far of the night into the first, and I was wondering if I was going to see this from Lee again. I've been picking up on this habit that he's formed over his last few fights, and I picked up on it a lot through the straightener, the gloved fight he had on the straightener event, Mick Terrell's straightener event a few months ago. And whether he's having success or not, he can flick out his jab or a double jab and have success, and then he leans into his opposition, rather than you feel that he would be much better, much far suited because of his length advantages, just to move off and stay at range. In effect, he's doing a lot of work for his opposition. Vast majority of the times, being 6'5", his opposition is going to be a lot shorter than he is. So you're just wondering what that is. It seems to be a head game. I can't see any other reason why he would be doing it. If you didn't know a bit more about Lee, you would say that he looks like he's fighting scared. But we know that's not the case with Lee Brown. We know his game as they come. So there's something else going on there. Through the second, he just didn't look like he wanted. He looked like he didn't want to be in there. And he took a knee towards the end of the second there. Did get back to his feet. We got into the third there, but throughout the third, it looked like maybe he'd hurt his right shoulder, and he took a knee again, and Andy Thornton walks away with the win. But it's very frustrating for Brown. He's not getting the results that he needs, so very unfortunate. But Andy Thornton, congratulations on the win.
In the blue corner, Andy Thornton!
Good job for Andy Thornton. Got cut open on the head early, dealt with the adversity, came through, pushed his opponent to the break of quitting, and he forced him to quit.
So we're going to take a look at George Buckle against Ray Putterill at 155, again, lightweight. First round, very touchy-feely, just seeing what each other's about, what each other's got there. Any takeaways from the first? Possibly that Ray Putterill has a little bit of a speed advantage over Buckle, maybe. Into round two, and although they were looking busy through the second there, I wasn't picking up on much score. There wasn't much value throughout that round. For me, we got about 20 seconds out from the bell on the second there, and they were separated. Putterill, he jumped the gun on the restart there, and now the camera angles that we got, that didn't look to land. Certainly not land as the reaction that we got from George Buckle there. So don't know if the camera angles were just poor, but he reacted as if he'd been really caught there, and it just didn't seem to be what was portrayed in the camera angles there. So I was just starting to think at that point maybe he wasn't enjoying himself in there as much as he'd hoped there. As for the jump start, well, I mean, 50% of fighters would have reacted the same. It was a bit of a lazy separation from the referee, to be honest. So it's just these things happen moment, really. Into the third there, and all the urgency was coming from George Buckle. So any thoughts I had in the previous round that maybe he was looking for an out, well, he's cancelled those out by the way he started in the second there. For the moment in the third anyway, and then all of a sudden, with about 40 seconds to go in the third, he just stops. He doesn't want to continue, and I'm not sure what that was. He got caught with a little bit of a right across the bridge of the nose just before they went into clinch, just before he'd had enough, and but the cameras certainly didn't pick up on anything. I didn't pick up anything, so it was a bit of a bizarre ending to that one, and Putterell takes the win.
Razor Ray Putterell!
And Putterell showed a lot of intensity and a lot of hard work right there. Coming forward the entire time. I'd like to see this guy fight again, see if he can develop a little bit more. Work on that clinch.
So we're going to take a look at Ryan Harris against Marcus Pond at middleweight. That's 175 there. And yes, this is quite a straightforward affair. This one, first round, you can see that Harris is put under quite a bit of pressure from Pond there. Harris does do well to come through, a bit of an onslaught there from Pond. But yeah, the first round was very clearly in the favour of Marcus Pond there. Into the second, a bit more of a composed round for these two. Kind of feeling though still that Pond's got control over this one up until about 30 seconds to go when they both commit to an exchange, and the timing falls perfect for Pond, and Harris leaves his chin where it shouldn't be. Pond does not need a second invitation and gets a walk-away KO over Ryan Harris, so congratulations Marcus Pond. So, Zane Marks against Dominic Harold. This is the heaviest matchup on the card here at Cruiser, although both of them have come in considerably under the 205 limit for Cruiser. You can definitely tell that it's the heaviest matchup on the card, though. These two are throwing absolute bombs there. They're absorbing absolute bombs. Very, very impressed with the durability on both of them. We have seen it a little bit from Zane Marks. He has kind of paused a little bit a couple of times, and his legs stiffened a little bit, but not getting any of that from Dominic Harold. He does seem to be eating everything that Zane Marks can throw at him, and they get through the first air, both of them, relatively surprisingly unscathed for what they're throwing at each other. And throughout the second, they start to notice Zane Marks. He does start throwing the odd blind shot there, and when you're throwing that blind with that kind of commitment, you're generating that kind of power, your hands aren't going to last very long. And that's exactly what happens. Towards the end of the second there, Zane Marks breaks his hand on the head of Dominic Harold, and Dominic Harold walks away with the win as Zane Marks is unable to come out for the third there. So well done, Dominic Harold.
The doctor draws a stop to this contest due to broken hand injury, and your winner in the red corner, Dominic Ryder Harold.
That's a beautiful start to the career for this guy. Look forward to seeing him progress. Looks like he has all the tools it takes to be great at BKFC.
So we're going to take a look at Bradley Taylor against Harry Cain at featherweight 145 there, and straight away you can hear that Bradley Taylor has brought a great crowd with him. Obviously a popular lad there. Up into the first air, burning off, a pair of them burning off that excess energy that we often see at the start of these things. And unfortunately, Harry Cain has a little bit too much excess energy to burn off, and he gets flashed by Bradley Taylor right at the very start. Goes down, there's no damage there, he's just getting caught out while settling in there. Into the second there, and they're looking really busy, they're moving around, it's all very fast. There's not a lot of scoring going on though. they're working and they're trying to work each other out there. And these two, they are moving very, very fast there. So even though they're not scoring, it looks like there's a lot going on. And there is, like I say, that they're working, they're trying to work each other out there. And throughout the third there, again, there's not a lot of value in there. I feel the pace is being pushed along by Cain. Taylor is missing a few opportunities there to take advantage of the counters that he's being left. Into the fourth, really difficult one to score right up until we get to the end. You'd be edging Harry Kane's outscoring up to this point, but he gets caught and downed right at the end, handing the round to Taylor. Now, fifth round, again, you're seeing Alan Jackson trying to push them along a little bit, because although they're moving a lot and they seem to be working a lot, they're not scoring a lot. So quite a bit of frustration. And Taylor, he's managed the advantage throughout this fight very, very intelligently. He took advantage from the first there, even if, like me, you would say Cain was outscoring throughout a lot of those rounds. Taylor, he did what he needed to do to take the win. He managed the fight very intelligently. So congratulations, Bradley Taylor.
In the red corner, Bradley Taylor!
A lot of skill showed right there with that great head movement.
So Morgan Starkey against Terry Needham at 145. So back to featherweight for these two. Pretty straightforward. Starkey goes down early on in the first, after they've had a little bit of feel out of each other. It's not a clean shot. Terry Needham, he catches him full force. Starkey just steps right in front of him, but he catches him across the shoulder. So it just takes Morgan Starkey off his feet. Needless to say, he's straight back up again, and wanting to get at it. Shows some urgency, makes another mistake, and he's down within a minute of the first one. And again, he's back up. He really looks like he wants to be a part of this. It's just his position isn't on point on this outing there, and he's getting caught. But he does show some urgency again going into the second there. But it's short-lived. It does look like Terry Needham has his number in this, and later on in the second round there, Morgan Starkey is put down with a shot to the body, and that's it. Game over. I didn't get to see as much of Terry Needham as I would have liked to. I'd like to see him out again there, but it was a great win. So well done, Terry Needham.
We have a winner by the way of technical knockout in the red corner, Terry Needham.
Phenomenal job for Needham. Had a great job as a boxer right there. He did exactly what he wanted to do. Controlled the pace, controlled the distance, got the knockout.
So, top of the card, main event, Jono Chipchase against Anton Lawson there at bantamweight. So these two are meeting at 135 pounds there. And off into the first step, and you can see, as we'd anticipate, there's a little bit of touchy-feely going on in the first few seconds of the round there, but you'll start to see pretty quickly there a repetitive sequence coming from Jono Chipchase. He seems to know how he wants to take Anton Lawson. Now you're going to see different variations of the same sort there. He's sending the left out, sending the jab through there, with different variations of the right following it up. And I think it's on the seventh attempt, the seventh variation, he sets the jab out and he sends it across Anton Lawson, and he just leaves it there for a split second there, either as a bit of a gauge or just to block the view from Anton, so he doesn't see the right coming across. You just leaves it just a fraction of a second. He just lets it hang there while he gets his range there, and perfectly timed, perfect weight on it, and sends Anton Lawson down on his face. I'm surprised Lawson got up from that, actually. But he does. Anton Lawson, he refuses to leave this party early. He's back to his feet, and he wants to continue there. But he does make the mistake. A few moments later, he steps straight across Chipchase there. Chipchase anticipates it. He sees that, and he times He twists the right in, perfectly timing it across. It looks like the temple of Anton Lawson, and that's the game over there. A little bit of a protest from Anton Lawson, but no, that was game over. And Jono Chipchase walks away with the win. Congratulations, Jono Chipchase.
After 1 minute 24 seconds of the very first round, we have a winner by the way of knockout, Jono JCB Chipchase.
Beautiful fight for Chipchase. The beautiful boxing right there. Kept his distance, kept his range, and got the knockout.
And so there we go. That is the BKFC Prospect Series 2 from the UK there. These are the 5 that I've selected. Remember, this is my opinion. You will have a different opinion to me. These 5, they all showed something to me that I felt, fight character, class, ability, potential, all of those things. They all showed something, that I felt warranted them as the top 5 on the show. So well done, lads. So remember to give me your opinions in the comments there. Tell me what you think. Do remember to like and subscribe to get my predictions for the BKFC 55 out of Leeds. Remember last time I predicted the Leeds card, I got 100% strike rate. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching Mitsub TV, and I'll catch you all on the next one.